Good morning. Welcome to our online class. So before I will formally start our online class today, I will give you 3 minutes to prepare yourself. Before we will start formally our class discussion, we will call Janeline to lead the prayer. Okay class, please let me know if who is absent today. Megan, please present our word of the day. Angel, please give a brief summary of our previous topic. Okay, class, I know it sounds crazy, but I am 100% sure that all of you here know this TikTok dance challenge. This is La Quarantena dance challenge. So I want all of you to participate, all of you to stand and open your cameras. And while I am playing the music, you have to dance, okay? That's enough. And please all settle down. And I like to suggest to please remain your cameras on. After the dance, what do you feel right now? I mean, what have you observed physically after the dance? Yes, Megan? Okay. How about you, Angel? Okay. And how about you, Jenny? Yes, okay, thank you so much for your cooperation. Both of you have correct answers. Yesterday, we have talked about respiration. So, we have already learned how air enters and exits our body. Like what Angel, Megan, Jenny said that after the dance challenge, they feel that their heart beats fast. So, what do you think our topic for today? Yes, Gerald. Okay, thank you, Gerald. Yes, Ken. Okay, thank you. How about you, Jericho? Okay, thank you, Jericho. Thank you for all your participation. So, yes, you have guessed our topic for today is all about circulatory system. Before I will start our topic, I want all of you to see my screen and read what is written there. Please read the objectives there. Okay? Yes. So at the end of 40 minutes classroom discussion, students are expected to identify the basic parts of the circulatory system, distinguish the difference between the three types of blood vessels, and lastly, aware on what food to eat in order to maintain a healthy circulatory system in our body. Like respiration, circulatory system has also a process about something that flows inside and outside our body. So, does anyone here knows about what is circulatory system? Yes, Jenny? Okay, you have a point. Thank you, Jenny. Yes, Jane? Okay, thank you, Jane. Yes, Lizelle? Okay, you have a point, Lizelle. Thank you. Circulatory system is the circulations of bad and good materials through our body. So it shows how oxygen, nutrients, been delivered to our body. Circulatory system delivers oxygen and nutrients to cells. It enables us to do such work. It also takes away waste product. As you can see in my screen, the picture here shows that how heart pumps oxygenated and deoxygenated blood on different sides. So what do you think why circulatory system have to delivers oxygen and nutrients to our body? Yes, Claville? Okay, Claville, thank you. You have a point. How about you, Jennifer? Okay, Jennifer, thank you. And you, please stand. Yes, you have all correct. So, delivering oxygen and nutrients in our body is very essential to our body. Because of them, we can do such energy or we build energy or they serve as our energy to do such a work. The food, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and waste product doesn't flow alone. It has its own carrier to let them flow in the different side of our body. So this so-called carrier is a fluid called blood. As you can see in my screen, this is how blood looks like under microscope. So as you can see, a circle shape there is the blood cells. And this blood travels through tubes. So, what are they? What are these three tubes? It is the pathway of blood. They are all known as blood vessels. So, there are three blood vessels. What are they, Janeline? Please. Yes, thank you, Janeline. Yes, you're correct, Janeline. These three blood vessels are arteries, capillaries, and veins. First is veins. These are blood vessels that carry used blood back to the heart. And veins is known for its blue color. This blood contains less oxygen and rich in waste products that are to be excreted or removed to the body. As you can see in my screen, veins there are represented by its color. Second is the arteries. It's responsible to carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart. They branch several times, become smaller and smaller as they carry blood further from the heart and into organs. Arteries there is represented as its red color. Last, lastly is the capillaries. These are small and thin blood vessels that connect the arteries and veins. Their thin walls allow oxygen, nutrients, and carbon dioxide as well as waste products to pass to and from cells. As you can see on my screen, that small thread like that connects the vein and the artery are what we call capillary. Okay, remember these blood vessels are the pathway of blood, nutrients, oxygen, and waste products. Next, let's go on the four chambers of heart. What are they? Yes, Jericho, please elaborate them. Okay, thank you, Jericho. Yes, the four chambers of heart are composed of the right and left atrium, the right and left ventricle. As you can see in the image, right atrium receives oxygen poor blood from the body and pumps it to the right ventricle. As you can see the image, and then along with the right atrium, right ventricle pumps the oxygen poor blood to the lungs. So as you can see there, right atrium and right ventricle receives oxygen poor blood. Next is the left atrium. Left atrium receives oxygen-rich blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. And along with the left atrium, left ventricles receive oxygen-rich blood and pump it throughout the body. Next is how blood flows or heart. Okay, as you can see in the image, this, yes, where superior vena cava. Okay, this pulmonary valve. Okay, this blue here, it is the right atrium. This valve there. This valve here is the right atrium. This is where the oxygen poor blood enters, and after that to the right ventricle. Then ventricle also, right ventricle also pump it out through to the lungs. Okay, to the lungs. So here, pulmonary first, the right atrium receive oxygen poor blood. Then next, it will travel to the right ventricle. Next, right ventricle will pump it along through the lungs. Next, as you can see in the left atrium, so there is number 5. So from the left atrium receives oxygen-rich blood, then it is going to pump and forward it to the left ventricle. Then left ventricle will pump out or will pumps this and pass it through the different side of our body. So as you can see there, its exit pathway is the aorta. Okay. To understand more about the flow of blood in our heart, I will show some video clips for you to understand better.
Veins are blood vessels containing blood flowing to the heart, while arteries have blood flowing from the heart. The blue is representative of blood vessels containing deoxygenated blood, while the red blood vessels have oxygenated blood fresh from the lungs. Now, let's follow the path of the blood through the heart. The superior vena cava receives blood from the head, neck, upper limbs, and chest. Meanwhile, the inferior vena cava receives blood from the trunk, viscera, and lower limbs. Both the superior and inferior vena cava end up in the right atrium, one of the 4 chambers of the heart. The heart not only has 4 chambers, it also has 4 valves. The purpose of the valves is to keep blood moving in the right direction and not flow backwards. Blood exits the right atrium through the tricuspid valve, so called because it has 3 flaps, and enters the right ventricle. The blood exits the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve and enters the pulmonary artery. Again, it is an artery because blood is flowing away from the heart, but it is blue because it lacks oxygen. The pulmonary artery then splits into the left and right pulmonary arteries, which go to each respective lung. In the lungs, gas exchange occurs. The blood discards carbon dioxide and picks up oxygen. Now, blood comes back from the lungs through the pulmonary veins, entering the left atrium. Next, the blood is pumped into the left ventricle through the mitral or bicuspid valve. Finally, the oxygenated blood leaves the left ventricle through the aortic semilunar valve, entering the aortic arch.
As we have learned our previous topic about respiration, we breathe in, our lungs take in oxygen. When we breathe in, our lungs take in oxygen. And this oxygen travels our blood through blood vessels. And with fresh oxygen is pushes through our blood vessels by a muscular pump, and this is what we call our heart. It's they say that our heart shape is like our fist. So if how big is your fist, then that is the size of your heart. So as we all know, our normal heartbeats per minute is from 60 to 100 beats. So we can distinguish if or we can differentiate our beats if we do nothing and compared to we are actively doing something. It makes our heart beats fast. So we all know how circulatory system is very important in our body. So if we do nothing to take care of our circulatory system, then it will lead us a deadly disease like heart attack. Just a while ago, while you are dancing, then you suddenly feel that your heart beats fast. So it is example that your heart, the beats of your heart alters if you are doing something or not. Always remember, um, when we are fond of eating those fatty foods and we are not aware and we tend to do some exercise, this may lead to heart attack because those fatty foods blocks the way of blood and air, or I mean oxygen, and it can make the inside of our blood vessels become narrow, and this results to blocking of blood flows, resulting to heart attack. Take note, if that blood doesn't enter our heart muscles begin to die. That blood pumped through your heart supplies vital oxygen and nutrients throughout our body. So leading a healthy lifestyle is important for our heart's health as well as our body. And this includes maintaining a healthy lifestyle and exercise, taking of those healthy foods. Before we will end our discussion, let's have a review first. As you can see in my screen, please answer, okay? The first question, how does our body transport food, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and waste? Blood travels through our bodies through blood vessels. So, as what we've learned a while ago, what are these three types of blood vessels? Okay, I hope you've learned something today. And before we will end our class, please, as you can see on my screen, please copy first your assignment. After that, you may now go. Thank you, class, and have a nice day. Bye bye.